Have you ever wondered how dreams collide with destiny? This is Abigail's story. Abigail was a young woman from Ghana whose life revolved around colors, brushes, and a passion that made her heart beat faster than anything else. Makeup. Not just ordinary makeup, but the kind that told stories, the kind that transformed people into living works of art. To Abigail, makeup wasn't just a skill, it was her love language. Every shade she blended, every eyeliner she traced, every lip she painted was her way of speaking to the world. On her YouTube channel, Abigail's Palette, she recreated viral makeup looks, dramatic stage styles of idols, trending Korean aesthetics, and bold artistic concepts. She had built an entire community with over 100,000 subscribers who loved how she fearlessly tried every new challenge. Sometimes she filmed herself, other times she invited her childhood friend Ji-hoon, a Korean boy born and raised in Ghana. Together, they laughed, argued playfully, and entertained viewers. Their chemistry made her channel even more addictive to watch. Then, one day, her life changed forever. Abigail recreated the makeup look of one of the most popular K-pop idols in Korea, Kang Min-jun. The look was iconic: silver eyeliner, cutting sharp like moonlight, glitter under the eyes, and a powerful smoky finish that screamed charisma. She posted it with a simple title, "Can I pull off Kang Min-jun's stage look?" She didn't expect much, but within days the video exploded. 8 million views, thousands of comments, people tagging Min-jun's name everywhere, and among the millions who saw it was director Han, the stern, sharp-eyed agency director of Min-jun's entertainment company. For the first time, Abigail's love of makeup had opened a door she never thought possible. A few days later, an email appeared in her inbox. "Dear Miss Abigail Yeboah, I hope this message finds you well. My name is Han Ji-sok, Creative Director at Starwave Entertainment. We would like to formally invite you to join Starwave Entertainment as a makeup artist for our artists." Abigail stared at the screen for hours, heart racing, palms sweaty. Was this real? It felt like fate was knocking, and she said yes. She packed her brushes, her palette, and her biggest dreams and boarded a flight to Seoul. This was her moment. This was the beginning of a story she would never forget. Somewhere in Seoul was a closely packed stadium with screaming fans, waving light stakes that painted the night in a sea of color. On stage, the spotlight fell on Kang Min-jun, the idol Abigail had admired only through screens. Dressed in black leather, his voice shook the arena, his presence dominating in every inch of the stage. He was powerful, confident, and untouchable. To the world, he was a star, but Abigail, she was about to meet this man behind that stage. When Abigail arrived at the agency, she felt like she had stepped into another world. Trainees rushing, stylists hurrying, managers barking instructions, everything moved at lightning speed. She clutched her makeup kit nervously. "Abigail Shea?" A staff member called. "You'll be joining Min-jun's styling team today." Her heart dropped. Today? Already? She followed them into a private dressing room, and there he was. Kang Min-jun, the same very idol she had recreated on her channel. Up close, he was even more intimidating. His sharp jawline, his intense eyes, the aura of someone who carried the weight of millions of fans' expectations. He looked at her once, expression unreadable. "You're the new artist?" he asked coolly. "Yes," Abigail whispered. "Hi, I'm Abigail. I'll be in your care." He didn't reply. Instead, he sat down, scrolling his phone. Her hands shook slightly as she began, but when her brush touched his skin, muscle memory took over. The blending, the precision, this was her world. And slowly, his reflection began to transform. He looked up at the mirror, his eyes softened. Just for a second. "You did this?" Abigail nodded, unsure. "Not bad," Min-jun said, slightly impressed. It wasn't much, but coming from Kang Min-jun, it was enough to make her heart race. Day after day, Abigail worked with him. At first, he barely spoke, but slowly, cracks appeared in his icy exterior. One night after rehearsal, fans swarmed outside the building. Minjun tried to escape unnoticed, but the crowd spotted him. Abigail, without thinking, grabbed his arm and pulled him into a side alley. They pressed against the wall, breathless, the noise of fans fading into the distance. "Thank you so much, Abigail," Minjun said. "It's okay, I'm just trying to help. Fans can be crazy sometimes," Abigail replied. "That means you're crazy too, right? 'Cause you're also my fan," Minjun said jokingly. Abigail laughed. "Well, I love your songs and I love K-pop in general, but it doesn't mean I'm crazy over you." Suddenly, it began to rain and Minjun asked Abigail to come to his place since it was very close to the agency. Abigail was hesitant at first but had no choice. Inside his house, Abigail was in awe. Everything looked so perfect, just like she had seen in dramas. "Wow, it must be so nice living in such a beautiful place, but it looks lonely at the same time. You live alone, right?" Abigail asked. "Well, yeah, I live alone, and yeah, it gets lonely sometimes, but you get used to it, and besides, I spend more time at the agency than I spend at home, so it's all good." "Oh, you want to live with me?" Abigail shouted in shock. "What? I was just asking out of curiosity. I don't have such thoughts about you." Minjun gave a smirk. "Are you sure?" "Well, you got a job by recreating my makeup looks on your channel. Wasn't it just to get close to me?" he said jokingly. "Well, step off your high horses, Mr. Superstar. I started my YouTube channel way before you debuted, for the record," Abigail said. "Well, only time will tell," Minjun said, smiling suspiciously. He cooked something for them to eat and Abigail was surprised to find out a big shot like him was also a good cook. Their bond grew closer since then. Minjun shared bits about his life with Abigail while she did his makeup, and Abigail was a very good listener, which made Minjun feel that after all, there were people who were genuinely interested in his life and what he had to say, and not just for his fame. But with closeness came danger. Some staff members became jealous of the sudden closeness between Abigail and Minjun. It felt like Abigail had Minjun all to herself now. Since Abigail came, Minjun had refused to let anyone do his makeup for him, and this made them annoyed at her. One evening, after a late rehearsal, Minjun had fallen asleep in the dressing room chair. Abigail, thinking no one was around, gently brushed the stray hair from his forehead, a small tender gesture. At that exact moment, a staff member pushed the door open and took a photo of them. The next morning, headlines screamed, "Who is this foreign makeup artist getting too close to Kang Minjun?" Blurry photos spread like wildfire across the forums. Comment sections exploded with speculation. "She's just using him for fame. Foreigners have no place in our industry. Look at the way she touches him. Shameless." Some were harsher and cruel. They dug through her old YouTube videos, mocking her accent, her skin, her dreams, etc. They labeled her a distraction, a threat to his career. Abigail smiled through it all in public, but at night, when the lights were off, she cried quietly in her pillow. She wanted to protect him, protect his career. So Abigail did the only thing she thought was right. She pulled back. No more small smiles, no more soft conversations while she worked on his face. She avoided his eyes, moved quickly and left the room before he could say anything. But Minjun noticed. He always noticed. One night he found her in the empty practice room sitting with her head in her hands. "Why are you avoiding me?" His voice was low, almost breaking. Abigail's chest tightened. "Because this is better for you, for your career." "Better for me?" He stepped closer, his eyes shining with pain. "Abigail, the only time I feel like myself in this world is when I'm with you." Her heart cracked, words trembled on her lips. But she couldn't speak. Fear silenced her. The breaking point came at the Asian Music Awards. Abigail had been ordered to stay away because fans were going to get angry if they saw Abigail entering the building with Minjun's team. But Minjun refused. "If Abigail doesn't do my makeup, I won't step on stage." The agency scrambled, but his stubbornness won, and so Abigail stood before him, hands trembling as she painted his face under the blinding lights. When it was over, he looked at his reflection, then at her. A smile touched his lips, a real smile. "Perfect," he whispered, "just like you." they walked backstage, cameras flashed suddenly. A paparazzi caught them, his hands slipping into hers, fingers intertwining for just a heartbeat too long. This time, the internet shouted, "Scandal! She's destroying his career. Kick her out." The agency was furious. Director Han warned Abigail, "You are here to work. Don't forget your place. One scandal could destroy his career." Abigail couldn't breathe. Hate mail flooded her inbox. Fans screamed outside the agency, some throwing water at her as she passed. She felt her world was collapsing, her dream turning into a nightmare. That night, she packed her bags and booked her plane ticket 2 weeks in advance so that she would have enough time to hand over her work and her resignation letter and then finally disappear. But Minjun had other plans. For days, he wrote, poured his heart into lyrics, into a melody that carried every unsaid word between them, a song not for the fans, not for the world, but for Abigail. When his song was ready, he told the agency to hold a press conference for him to clarify all the rumors speculating online. The industry was pleased and wrote a denial speech for him, but he had other plans. So with the cameras rolling and the world watching, Minjun stepped on stage, the lights dimmed, the first notes played. His voice rang out, raw and trembling, a confession woven into music. "Even if the world denies us, my heart will never let you go." The crowd roared, confused and shocked. But his eyes looked straight into the camera, straight at her. Abigail was at the airport, her ticket clutched tightly in her hand. She sat frozen in front of the TV, tears streaming down her cheeks as the lyrics pierced her heart. She couldn't do it. She couldn't leave him. Dropping her suitcase, she ran out of the terminal into the city, breathless and desperate. After his song, he opened the sheet and said he had a confession to make. Mr. Han and the crew members were relieved. "I think he's going to read the denial speech now. Let's all relax and hear him out," said Mr. Han. "I've been told to hide," Minjun said, voice firm and steady, "to put on a face that everyone approves of. I cannot speak with half my mouth. Abigail is more than a rumor. She is honest hands in a world of polished marks. And if loving her makes my life messy, then I'll take the mess. I'll not apologize for being human." Initially, the room was silent. Then people started murmuring. Some were shocked, some were cheering, and many were undecided about how to react to this message. At that instant, the press conference door opened and Abigail stood in the doorway, breathless and radiant, rain of tears drying quickly on her cheeks. Hands went wild with camera flashes. For a moment, the world narrowed to the two of them. He reached for her, and in front of microphones and flashing lights and a million of online eyes, he pulled her close and kissed her. It was not a calculated move. It was a simple, inevitable closing of a space where both of them had been raw and aching. The kiss made headlines within minutes. Idol confesses, kisses make up artist's life. Some fans cried betrayal, others cheered like liberation. Brands scrambled to get in line. The two of them, once so different and now wedged together by courage, found offers for commercials and joint projects flooding the agency inbox. The shock of truth, in the end, carved out a new path for Abigail and Minjun. Years passed and the storm of those early scandals faded into memory. Minjun kept singing, but now it was different. His music felt honest, less like a mask and more like his real voice. Every song carried pieces of the man Abigail knew, the one who loved too easily, the one who wasn't afraid to love. Abigail built her own path too. She started teaching young artists, opening a small makeup academy where she not only taught people brushes and palettes, but also dignity and courage. She told her students, it's not just about making someone look beautiful, it's about helping them feel seen. After 5 years, Minjun finally opened his own agency. His contracts promised fairness, rest days, and respect for artists as people, not just products. Together, they were building something bigger than themselves. And then came the wedding, a spring morning, sunlight soft and golden. Minjun wore a simple suit. Abigail wore a flowing white dress that danced in the wind. Family and friends came from Ghana, from Korea, from every part of their journey. Their vows were simple but full of truth. Minjun said, I choose you, every season, every storm. And Abigail answered, I choose the man who sings with his whole heart. Life wasn't perfect after that. No life ever is. Rumors still appeared sometimes, doubts still tried to creep in, but they faced them hand in hand, stronger together. In quiet moments, they would go to a quiet rooftop where there were no cameras, no fans, just the two of them watching Seoul's lights flicker against the night sky. Minju would hum the song he once wrote for her, and Abigail would smile through the tears, remembering the day she almost left and the moment she ran back. That song became their promise, simple, unshakable, and theirs alone. They didn't just survive the storm, they built a life beyond it, a life of love, honesty, and courage. And whenever someone asked Abigail how she found the strength to leave Ghana and chase her dream across the ocean, she always gave the same answer, soft and chill. I painted my life with the colors I held in my hands. That was enough. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you really enjoyed this story of Abigail and Minjun. If you truly enjoyed this story, please support this channel by giving us a like and subscribing for more exciting and interesting stories like this. See you next time on my channel. Bye.